What do I care about? I'm back, and if you hadn't noticed, I released a song exactly 1 week ago. It's called Being Somebody Else, but you're not here for that. You're not here to hear about my self-promo. I mean, maybe you are, and I appreciate you for that, but no, we're asking big questions here. What do I care about? I thought about wanting to make this video a while ago, and it's when I came across this article about AI, about ChatGPT and AI in educational spaces, and it's by Jonathan Malesic, called ChatGPT is a Gimmick. I suppose that already tells you my stance on the topic, but I encourage you to read it. I'm not gonna summarize it or dig too deep into what Malesic talks about, but he says something beautiful by the end of it. Malesic ends the article with this very profound, well, I like to think is a very profound paragraph, and he talks about the ethos of a teacher, which I like to think also resonates with, I suppose, the Misster ethos, but I'll read it. He says that the role of teachers is to have students learn together, to defend how they want to live, precisely because they too, unlike a machine, will one day die. I will sacrifice some length in my days to add depth to another person's experience of the rest of theirs. Many did this for me. The work is slow. Its results often go unseen for years, but it is no gimmick. If I'm being honest, I saw a screenshot of that paragraph on Twitter, and that's what made me read the full article. But something about that was like, whoa. This idea of selfless sacrifice for work that may never recoup in the hopes that it will. Ugh. And the idea of centering one another, he says to learn together, because that's one of the things he says AI removes is this human interaction. When you use AI to do human work, you create an obstacle between you and another person, an opportunity to make mistakes and do work with another living human who may have ideas that AI could never generate back to you, because AI simply just generates your own ideas back to you. A feedback loop, essentially. It's this idea of collaborative learning from one another. I guess that's what I care about. The article reminded me of this professor I had freshman year. He was my writing professor. His name is Doug, and I keep journals like most creative people. I keep journals, and often when teachers say something of interest or stupid or ridiculous, I like to take note of them just to look back, to reminisce. I guess I'm a sentimental person, but sometimes I get moments like this where I recall them in like a eureka type of moment. But Doug once said, engaging with other people makes you smarter. It sounds so elementary, but he said it in defense of using sources and using many sources, not just quoting them, but his verbiage is very important. He says engaging, as to say that when you use sources, when you write, you're not only recalling them, but you're also adding to them or disagreeing with them or poking at them in any sort of way rather than holding a mirror. Engaging with other people makes you smarter. Other people. And I feel like that's what Malesic really hones in on in the article, the importance of other people, how tossing ideas and histories and knowledge and rules of the world in not just creative subjects, but like science and math, how engaging in those topics with another person nurtures you in a special way that AI could never. And this is another Doug quote, less of a quote, but an idea that really stuck with me was he always encouraged counterintuitive ideas. And the word counterintuitive really stands out to me. When he said it, I was like, what? What do you mean counterintuitive? And the way I interpreted it was that any idea that goes against the grain of any sort of preconceived notion is one worth noting. And that's how we learn, by encouraging what is counterintuitive and giving those ideas to other people and seeing how they react and have them respond in a counterintuitive way and have it not necessarily create a feedback loop, but, and I suppose it's ironic that I'm using this word as it's so often grouped with AI, but not a feedback loop, but a generative conversation, something that does not repeat itself, but evolve itself. And that's what I care about in a long-winded way. I care about learning. I care about prioritizing what can be known and not what I already know. On that end, I do believe that my teachers are some of the most important people in my entire life. I think it's such a valuable thing to have people help you come to understand the world, help you perceive the world, and inform how you'll act within it. Having good teachers in your life, essential. A little less than a year ago, I sent an email to my second grade teacher, which was really sweet and like a blast from the past. I think I got sentimental one night and I found her contact and I was like, hey, just wanted to say thank you for what you did. I still remember when you told me I was good at writing, and ever since that day, I wanted to be creative. I wanted to build worlds, and you're the reason for that. And she responded, and it almost made me cry. I regularly keep in touch with one of my high school English teachers, Doug. I am not in regular contact with him, but I reread one of the readings we had in class after I saw the film. I saw the TV Glow. I just delved deeper into it and I shot him an email being like, hey, I know you're a big movie guy. I saw this movie and it brought me back to your class, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. Thank you for providing me with that source of exploration, for that curiosity, because I would have never thought of approaching media in that way if you had never given that assignment. And maybe I'm nerding the fuck out right now, oh my god, but this is how I think on the daily basis. This is how I lead every step I take, and it's what's important to me, and this is what I care about. To me, art plays a similar role to education, because okay, once you graduate high school or graduate college, wherever your life takes you, you're kind of out on your own, but you never stop learning. Like, there's that corny term, lifelong learner, but it's true. The media you consume continues to inform your outlook on the world and the actions you do. And I feel like art and the entertainment industry in itself are a big factor in that, and influencing how we move as a society. And I'm not saying the role of artists is just as valuable as educators. I humbly disagree with that statement, but I do believe it's similar. I believe the point of art is to be a conduit for expression and exploration, not just for the artist, but for its consumers. And that goes hand in hand with learning. Whether or not it's the intention of the art, I believe that that's intrinsic. And I suppose that's also why I kind of create these videos, to further elaborate on the purpose of why I am here as an artist, as a musician. I'm not just here to give you fun songs to dance to, but also to ask these questions of myself and of you. That's why I title all my videos as questions, because I'm not really looking for answers, I'm looking for conversation. And I guess that's what I care about. With every new comment, with every new view, I want there to be a somewhat more complex understanding of how we think of ourselves, how we think about the world. And again, no answers, just thoughts, just continuous learning. But yeah, this is what I care about. And I know this is a big hot topic in creative communities, but I am stating that for me personally, what I care about is unequivocally attached to the art I create. You cannot separate those two when it comes to Misster. Anyway, stream my new song.